All right, we're back here at the Viking Academy. Stephen Williams here. I want to keep it conversational for another video. Today we're talking about how important it is to choose the right training partner. I had a conversation with a female student yesterday, and I had to separate her from a student. Now, this doesn't mean, I'm just going to take a little bit of a detour, it doesn't mean that the student that we're talking about is a bad person. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're malevolent in nature. It just means that they're not self-aware in terms of their body and how to use their body on the mat. So this can become problematic. It could be bad for you as a business owner. It could be bad for your potential members as well. So what we're going to talk about is, the conversation. I oftentimes put it on the teacher. You have to be the kind of person that goes to the students. Like yesterday, I separated a brand new student, a male student, from a female student because nothing went wrong yet, but I was able to sort of foresee that there was a potential that he was probably going to hurt her. So let's cool down for about a minute, Jackson. So what we're talking about is understanding the risks involved with, specifically with white belts when they first come onto the mats. There's a percentage that I have. I call it the 60-40, and I know that gyms don't go by this rule because oftentimes white belts are separated from higher belts in classes. But as soon as a white belt starts to integrate with a higher belt in terms of classes, whether it's an intermediate class or an advanced class, I believe that white belts should be training 60% of the time with higher belts, 40% of the time with fellow white belts. It'll hedge against injuries because typically if you're going with higher belts, you're not going to get injured as much. They're more self-aware of their body, they're more aware of their surroundings, they have better spatial awareness, so the probability that they get injured is slim to none. When you're rolling with fellow white belts, there's that egotistical thing. The coach is watching. We're both white belts. We both want to get advanced to the next belt. So there's just that egotistical thing. Plus, they don't know what they're doing physically. So the chance of injury is higher. So what I did yesterday, I'll use that as an anecdote, is I took a brand new white belt female student and I put her with a higher ranked student. And that definitely took her out of that paradigm of potentially being injured. So it was good for me, and it was obviously safe for her as a student. So the importance of picking a good student. If you don't have the self-awareness, you should go to your coach and say, who's a good student for me to train with? Who are the group of students I should gravitate towards to avoid injury? Because this sport, jiu-jitsu specifically, and wrestling, can be very unforgiving. The injuries are sometimes permanent. So make sure you guys choose the right training partners, and you should confide in your teacher, your coach, in deciphering who may or may not be a good training partner. So this is Stephen Williams from the Viking Academy. Make sure you guys subscribe. We got Larry Vernon on the camera. More conversational stuff coming your way.